And then again, just check in with how you're feeling in your body. Start to tune in with yourself physically. Check in from head to toe. From the soles of your feet all the way up through the crown of your head. Notice your bones, your joints, your muscles. And then you can start to notice how you're feeling mentally. Again, you're just kind of checking in with all your bases, body and mind. Notice again if you're holding on to any tension or tightness physically or mentally, and see what you can soften and let go of. And start to use your breath to focus your attention. Use your breath to stay present. So don't have to change it yet, just observe your inhales and your exhales. What is your natural quality of breath? What does it feel like to breathe? And then start to deepen your breath once you know where you're starting from, taking longer exhales and fuller inhales. Noticing what it feels like to use more of your lung capacity. And eventually inhales and exhales come to equal length so that you start to create a steady rhythm with your breath. Even breaths in and even breaths out. And whatever rhythm works for you, whatever count works for you, it's really important just to stay steady with the breath. And then if you use the Ujjayi breathing technique, you can constrict through the back of your throat so you can listen to the breath. And if you're not familiar with that technique, it's just a gentle constriction through the back of the throat so you can hear and feel the air as it swirls through the back of your throat. But really it is just fine to focus more on the rhythm rather than that particular breathing technique. So continue to breathe. And we're just going to blink the eyes open for a moment here and bring your hands to the floor in front of you. Take a deep breath in to lengthen the spine a bit more. Exhale, just fold forward. And once your hands have walked as far forward as they can, then just let your head relax down. And take a few deep breaths there. After a few breaths, you might notice that you can soften a little bit closer to the ground. And feel the torso expand as you breathe in. And soften as you breathe out. 2 more breaths here. And 1 more breath here. And then as you inhale, you can start to walk the hands in. Just bring your hands to the floor behind you, leaning back onto the palms. Fingertips can point back or forward, whatever you feel more comfortable. And then as you press into the hands, lift the chest up, straight up toward the ceiling. And if it's okay with your neck, you can let your head gently tilt back. Take a few deep breaths. Again, notice if you start clenching the jaw or the face, soften. Take 1 more breath here. And then as you inhale, lift your head up. Good. And staying seated here, bringing your left fingertips to the floor beside you. Inhale your right arm to the sky. Nice full breath in here. And exhale, bend over to the left. Stretching through the right side of your waist. Drawing the low belly in and up. And again, that left hand can stay closed. You might walk it out a little bit farther. But we'll start to draw some big circles with the right arm and shoulder. So we'll draw about 3 or 4 big circles in each direction. And just noticing any sensations, noticing your range of motion here. Good. And then get the other direction if you haven't switched quite yet. Good. And then take the right arm up to the sky. And as you inhale, start to sit up. Exhale, release the right arm down. Now take the left arm up as you inhale and just catch your right ear with your left hands. Inhale. And exhale, just gently drop the left ear toward the left shoulder. The right hand can stay close to the body, or you might walk it out a bit farther. And again, just looking for a nice stretch through the side of the neck and the shoulder there. And all the while breathing evenly. Good. And then you'll start to release that left arm and just take it straight up. Inhale fully here. And as you exhale, now bend toward the right. So now you're looking for the stretch through that left side of your waist and rib cage. That right hand can stay close or work farther out. Anchor your left seat down. And then once you feel pretty stable there, you can go ahead and draw some big circles. And again, just finding the fullest range of motion of that left shoulder. And again, about 3 or 4 big circles in each direction. So when you're ready, switch. Good. And then we'll take that left arm up and overhead. Inhale, come up. And then exhale, let that left arm come down. We'll take the right arm up again as we inhale. And then exhale, we'll catch the left ear with the right hand. Deep breath in here. And as you exhale, gently let that right ear drop down toward the right shoulder. And look for that stretch through the left side of your neck and shoulder there. Nice, full, steady breathing as you go. And again, just checking in with where you're starting with the body, where you're starting with the neck and the shoulders. Good, and then take a nice full inhale. You can start to release, let that right arm relax down. We'll start to make our way up into tabletop position. So you can come up onto your hands and knees. Spread the fingers really wide here. As always, if you have wrist issues, you can make fists here and come up onto fists. If the spread hand positioning bothers your wrists at all, you can come here. So knees are right below the hips, hands are right below the shoulders. Take a moment to lengthen. Reach your hips and your tail back, reach your chest and your head forward. And then if it starts to feel like you're swaying into the low back, pull the belly in and up, pull the floating ribs in. So you're keeping the spine more neutral. We'll take a couple of cat-cow stretches here. So as you inhale, start with your tailbone, lift it up. Now you can sway through the low back, pull your chest forward, lift the chin up. And then exhale, tuck the tail under, round through the shoulders, chin to chest. Start with the tail, inhale, lift it up. Draw the chest forward, lift the chin. And then exhale, start with the tail, tuck it under, round shoulders, chin to chest. One more time, inhale, lift the tail, draw the chest forward, lift the chin. And then exhale, round it out. Tail first, then shoulders, then chin to chest. Coming back to neutral as you inhale. Pausing in neutral. So you want to keep the low belly, again, really engaged. You want to keep the low back neutral. And what you're going to do is first just let your chest drop down between the shoulders. Again, notice if you collapse into the low back, pull the belly in and up. It's just the chest that's dropping down between the shoulders. That'll be your inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to push the shoulders up. Push the mid back up between the shoulders. So almost like cat-cow, but the low back and the tail stay neutral there. So you exhale, drop the chest down. And then inhale, round up between the shoulders. So rather than cat-cow, you're really just focusing on dropping the chest between the shoulders toward the floor. And then pressing up between the shoulders through the, pushing the mid back up through the ceiling. And just a couple of times, just dropping the chest down and up. So you're really just exploring those two extremes. And then see if you can settle right in between. So you're not rounding nor collapsing down. You're hovering the chest right between the shoulders. Tuck the toes, pull the belly in and up, and then down dog as you exhale, hips up and back. And now you can just pedal through the knees and the feet a couple of times, bend one knee, sink your weight into the opposite heel. Keep spreading the fingers wide, keep rooting down into the knuckles. And then settle into stillness with the legs. If you need to bend the knees here, absolutely fine to bend the knees. And then very similar to what you were just doing, I want you to shrug and unshrug the shoulders a few times. Shrugging the shoulders up by the ears and then down away from the ears. And just go back and forth, shrugging and unshrugging. And so noticing the movement that's possible there. And then eventually here, I want you to settle into that unshrugged position. So let the chest drop down between the shoulders and then press the chest toward the thighs. And take a breath. Good. And then from here, inhale, plank position. So you might need to slide your toes back a little bit there. So your shoulders are over the wrists. And again, this is a place where, like you were just working on the hands and the knees, you don't want to be collapsing down between the shoulders. You don't have to really round up through the mid-back either. You want to let the chest suspend right between the shoulders so you're nice and neutral. Take a full inhale here. Press back to down dog as you exhale. We're just going to move with the breath a few times. Inhale, finding plank. And again, you can always drop to the knees here if you need to. Exhale, find downward dog. Inhale and plank. And again, trying to keep that neutral positioning of the chest and the shoulders. Exhale, down dog. One more time. Inhale, come forward to plank. But this time, exhale, lower down to your belly. So you can lower all the way down, bend the elbows straight back. And we'll find a Sphinx pose here. You can come up onto the elbows. Elbows right below the shoulders, forearms parallel. And as you press down into the hands, draw the chest forward and up. Try to draw the shoulders back and down away from the ears. If you're feeling this a lot in the low back, again, strong low belly, lengthen your tail toward your heels a little bit more. Nice. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, start to lower the head down so you can slide your hands under your shoulders. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, press back into an extended child's pose. Sit back toward the heels. And just pause there. And so we're going to move through some mini vinyasas here. You'll inhale, come up, shoulders over wrists. You can stay on the knees. Exhale, bend the elbows straight back, lower down to the belly. Try to keep the shoulders back and down. Inhale, cobra here, lifting the chest. Exhale, step or press back into that extended child's pose. And we'll do that 3 more times. So you'll inhale, come up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the chest into cobra. Exhale, extended child's pose, shift the hips back. Again, inhale, come up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Last cycle here, we'll be moving through to down dog. So you'll inhale, come up again. Exhale, lower down again. Cobra, inhale. Now you can tuck your toes. Downward dog, exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, sending the hips up and back. And take a breath. And now from here, inhale, bend your knees, look toward your hands. As you exhale, just walk your feet up to the top of your mat. Feet are good, hips width apart here. Let the knees bend and catch opposite elbows. Let the weight of your head relax down. And you can sway side to side, maybe shake out the head and the neck. And then allow the arms to relax down. We'll stand from here, and completely up to you how you come to stand. You can either uncurl vertebra by vertebra or press up with a straight back. however you prefer to come up. Once you're standing, you can roll your shoulders around a few times, making big circles in both directions. Good. And so we'll move through a couple of classical sun salutations. I think just one on each side here. So you'll step the feet together and bring your hands together to your heart. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, just press the palms. And as you inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, fold, bring your hands to the floor. Now from here, step the right foot back as you inhale, low lunge. Step back to downward facing dog, exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, plank position, nice and strong. Exhale, you can lower to the belly or knees, chest, and shin. Keep the shoulders back and down. Cobra, inhale, lift the chest. Downward dog, exhale, hips up and back. Left foot steps forward, inhale, lunge. Exhale, step forward and fold. Inhale, stand, reach the arms forward and up. And hands to heart, exhale. And we'll do that again on the other side. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, fold. Step the left foot back, inhale, lunge. Exhale, downward dog. Plank as you inhale forward, stay strong through your core. Exhale, lower down. Cobra, inhale, shoulders back and down. Downward dog, exhale, hips up and back. Right foot steps forward, inhale, lunge. Exhale, step forward and fold. Stand as you inhale, arms reach forward and up. And exhale, hands to heart. And pause here, take a deep breath in. And exhale, relax the arms. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Make big circles with the arms and the shoulders. Swan dive forward, exhale, bringing your hands all the way down to the ground. From here, step your left foot back, lower your left knee to the ground. So if you need a cushion underneath your left knee, you can slide a blanket or double your mat up underneath your knee. Bring both hands to the hips. Pull the belly in and up. You might shift your weight back into that left knee for a moment. Lengthen up out of your waist. Then sit your hips down toward the ground. Try not to collapse into the back. And now we'll interlace the fingers together behind the back. Try to press the heels of the palms together if possible. So your hips are shifting forward and down, your chest is lifting forward and up, and you're squeezing your shoulder blades together behind you. And take a few deep breaths. Strong inner thighs are hugging toward the midline to help stabilize. And take one more breath here. As you inhale, reach the arms out and up, palms touch overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to the ground. Keep the left hand on the floor below the shoulder. Bring your right hand to your right knee. Inhale fully here. Twist toward the right as you exhale. And then from here, lots of options. You can stay. Maybe take your right arm straight up toward the ceiling. You are welcome to lift your left knee up off the ground. And take a few deep breaths. Nice. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot. I'm going to walk your hands around to face the long edge of the mat. Turn the toes in. Inhale, lengthen the spine here. Exhale, fold. You can walk your hands between the feet, reach your head toward the ground. Good. Take a few breaths there. Nice. Engaging the legs, engaging the low belly. And then as you inhale, lift the head, look forward. Exhale, bring your hands to your waist. And inhale, stand up. Turn your right toes forward. And then reach through your fingertips. Inhale, warrior two. As you exhale, bend into the right knee. Shoulders stay exactly where they started, over the hips. And then gaze toward your right hand. Allow the hips to sit down. Press firmly down into the feet. Low belly draws in and up. And so here with the arms and the shoulders, as the fingertips reach out, the shoulders continue to draw back and down. Gaze toward the right hand. Good. Lower your right elbow to the knee. Take that left arm straight up to the sky. And then turn your chest up toward the left hand. You can stay right here, or maybe take that left arm behind the back, opening up that left shoulder a little bit. Some of you might be able to catch your left fingertips around your right thigh. Firmly press into the outer edge of that left foot as you bend deeper into the right knee. Good. Inhale, look down. Exhale, bring your hands to frame the right foot. Lower your left knee to the ground. Inhale here, lift the chest. Exhale, straighten out the right knee, folding into a half split. So the right leg might be a little bit bent here if you have tight hamstrings. If you're feeling more open, you can slide the heel farther forward. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears, but allow your head and neck to relax down toward the ground. And take a few deep breaths. One more breath here. And then you'll inhale, bend into the right knee, tuck the left toes under, step back to downward facing dog, exhale. Find plank as you inhale, come forward nice and strong. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly, bend the elbows straight back. Inhale, cobra, lift the chest. And then child's pose as you exhale, sit all the way back onto the heels. And let the arms and shoulders completely relax here. As you allow your forehead to rest on the ground, you might gently roll your forehead from side to side to release the neck. One more breath here. And then find tabletop as you inhale up onto the hands and knees. Downward facing dog, exhale, hips up and back. And take a breath. As you inhale, bend your knees, look toward your hands. Exhale, you can step, walk, or hop your feet to the hands. Inhale to lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand, arms reach all the way up. Exhale, forward fold again. Bring your hands all the way down to the ground. And then from here, we'll step the right foot back into that low lunge. Good. So if the knee drop down, maybe the knee's on a blanket, or you can double your mat up underneath the knee. And then bring your hands up to the hips. And then let your hips shift back. So again, connect to strong core. Belly is lifting, you're lengthening up out of the waist. And then you can start to sit the hips forward and down again without collapsing. Then interlace behind the back, but this time the other cross of your thumbs, the other thumb on top. And then as the hips sit down, the chest lifts and you're squeezing the shoulder blades together. You might reach the arms a little bit farther out away from the low back. Keep finding the sensation of pulling right hip forward here, left hip back and down, even as you sit closer to the ground. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And then use an inhale, reach the arms out and up, palms touch overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to the ground. We'll keep the right hand on the floor below the shoulder, bring your left hand to the knee. Deep breath in here, find some length. Exhale, find your twist. And then remember, whatever variation you might have done on the first side, you can stay here. The left arm could reach up. The right knee could lift up. The face is relaxed. The breath is steady no matter the pose. Nice. Take one more inhale here. And like we did before, we're going to exhale the left hand to the inside of the left foot and then walk your hands around to face the long edge of the mat. So turn the toes in, feet parallel. Inhale, lengthen here. Exhale, bring your hands to your waist and then stand up, inhale. Pause here, exhale. Good. And then from here, turn your heels in, toes out. Lift through the low belly, and then bend both knees coming into goddess. You want to stack the knees over the ankles here and find goddess arms. Nice. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, right elbow under left. Wrap the arms. Belly is hugging in and up, hips are dropping low. Lean back into your shoulders a little bit and then move the hands forward and up away from the face. If you're tight through the shoulders, you can catch opposite shoulders if you can't catch opposite hands. Take 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And then as you inhale, stand up, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows. Other side, so inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, left elbow under right. And again, if you can't catch your hands, catch your shoulders. Sit into the hips, keep pressing the knees wide. Lean back into your shoulders a little bit as the hands move forward and up. Even breaths in and even breaths out. One more breath here. And then as you inhale, reach the arms out and up, stand up tall. Exhale, just reach the arms out. Turn your right toes in. Turn your left toes all the way out. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend into the left knee or in warrior 2. Good. And again, you want to stack that left knee over the ankle. Shoulders are stacked up over the hips. And as the fingertips extend out, draw the shoulders back and down. Gazing toward the left hand. Breathing steadily. Firmly press down into the feet as you sit down into the hips. And then as you exhale, lower the left elbow to the knee. Take the right arm straight up toward the ceiling. Find the stability through your legs and your feet and your hips. Chest starts to rotate to follow that right arm up. And then you can stay here or tuck that right arm behind the back. The hand may or may not be able to catch the inner left thigh. Don't force that. And again, you're just rolling that chest and the shoulder open toward the ceiling. Good. As you inhale, look down. Exhale, hands come down to frame the left foot. Lower your right knee down. Inhale fully in the lunge. Exhale into a half split. So as you shift your weight back, you might keep a little bend to that left knee if you're feeling tight on this side. And then let the upper body relax down. Let the shoulders stay relaxed. If you need a little more sensation, if you need to go deeper, you can slide that left heel farther forward. Two more deep breaths here. One more breath. And then you'll inhale, lunge forward, bend the left knee. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in down dog. And then find plank as you inhale. Exhale, lower down to the belly. Pause here, prop yourself up onto your elbows. Good. Interlace your fingers, tuck your toes. Coming into forearm plank. So you want to press down into the fists, make sure your elbows are not wider than your shoulders, and then lift the hips. Like the plank poses we were doing earlier, you don't want to collapse down, nor do you want to round your back. Lengthen your tail toward your heels, pull your chest forward, and allow the chest to suspend right between the shoulders. Breathing 1, steady breaths in, steady breaths out. 2, 3, 4. Take one more inhale. 5, exhale, lower down. Slide your hands under the shoulders. Take an inhale, cobra, child's pose. Exhale, sit back onto the heels. Maybe let the arms relax by your sides. Let the shoulders relax down. Take a few deep breaths. Smooth out your inhales and your exhales. Good. And then from your child's pose, you'll start to come up with the head. We're going to stay on the elbows like you did a moment ago. We won't do another plank though. Now we'll do dolphin. So you can interlace the fingers, tuck the toes. If you're really tight in the lower body, keep the knees bent once you lift them up off the ground and focus on pressing back to your chest. Let the head relax down. If you're feeling more open, you can straighten out the legs, but still press the chest back. And take a few deep breaths. Face and jaw relaxed. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, lower to the knees. Sit back onto the heels. And again, just find a nice, relaxing child's pose, letting the upper body relax completely. Good. Now from this child's pose, we're going to come up into Vajrasana, into hero's pose, just sitting up onto the feet. If you have knee issues and you need to sit on a block, you can sit on a block here. And if your knee issues are such that you can't sit on the knees like this, just take any comfortable seat. You could even sit on your block in a cross-legged position, and that's totally fine. So I mentioned that you'll need a strap for this. So if you have your straps handy, hopefully they're not too far away. You want something, so something that's long, because we're going to do a little bit of work with mobility first before we move into some stretches. So you want to take your strap and then take your arms pretty wide. There is a danger of clotheslining yourself here. So if the hands are too far away, you might have to bring them a little bit closer together. And you're just going to start bringing the strap down toward your thighs and then all the way up, back, and around. So if you find yourself bending one elbow in order to get up and over, maybe you need a little more distance between your hands. So just do maybe 2 or 3 repetitions to start. Again, we're starting with the arms pretty wide. Pull the belly in and up. Make sure you're not collapsing into your back as you do this. And again, make sure you're not bending one of your elbows in order to get the arms up and over. Do one more cycle. And then the next time your arms are forward, you're going to just wiggle your hands a little bit closer together, maybe an inch or 2 on each side. And then you're just going to continue that same motion. So the hands are now a little bit closer. You want to keep the arms straight as you take the arms up, back, and around. And again, just be mindful if one shoulder starts to sneak through before the other. You're really trying to move as evenly and symmetrically as you can. And again, using the low belly to support the back here so you're not collapsing. Do one more cycle like that. And then the next time the arms are forward, we're going to do one more movement closer together with the hands. So just, again, a little bit. And if we get into the next movements and you decide it's a little too close together, just slide the hands farther apart. So last cycle here, you'll take the arms up, back, and again, try to move as symmetrically as possible and around, not bending the elbows, not collapsing through the shoulders. Try to maintain the breath as you go. Good. And we'll do one more cycle. Every time I do this, I think to myself, why don't I do this more often? Good. So the next time the arms are forward, you can just set the strap aside for a moment and just roll your shoulders around a couple of times, kind of shake it out. Good. We're going to stay seated. So if you need to switch the positioning of your legs here just to be more comfortable, again, feel free to adjust so that you can stay comfortably seated. Good. And then in the seated position, you'll interlace your fingers together behind the back again. Start by straightening out the elbows. Connect to your low belly again, keep that neutral low back. Take a breath here, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then bring a little bend to the elbows. And you're going to wrap your knuckles around to your left side. So you're wrapping the right arm behind the back. And then point your left elbows straight back. Take a nice full inhale here. Exhale, drop the left ear toward the left shoulder. Keep the left shoulder down away from the ear. And so now we're looking for another stretch through that right side of your neck and shoulder. So this is a little bit more personal in that you can turn your chin slightly down or slightly up in order to find what stretch works better for you. And again, once you find that place where you have a nice stretch without strain or pain, just take a few deep breaths there. So one more breath. And then we're just going to switch sides. So as you inhale, lift the head up. Exhale, start to slide your knuckles around to your right side. Let's go again. You're wrapping that left arm behind the back. The right elbow points back. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, drop your right ear toward the right shoulder. The right shoulder stays down away from the ear. And as you look for that stretch through the left side of your neck and shoulder, maybe turn your chin slightly down or slightly up. And once you feel that nice stretch, just pause there and take a few more breaths. Softening the eyes, softening the jaw. Breathing fully. One more breath. And then you'll inhale, lift the head up. Exhale, release the arms. Take a moment, roll the shoulders around a few times. In both directions. So we'll do Gomukhasana arms, which is cow-faced arms, this position. If you want to do the full position with the legs as well, I'll offer that to you here. So if you want to come in to regular Gomukhasana, you'll cross your right knee over the left. The outer edges of your feet are on the mat. And if you want to try this, but your hips are pretty tight, again, sit up on a blanket or a block here. Give your hips a little bit of elevation there. And that can make this more comfortable. Yeah. And then, so again, you're starting with your right knee on top if you're doing that. Either way, you're going to take your strap in your right hand, right palm face up, and then take the right arm up. Bend the elbow, and here, use your left hand to help bring the fingertips down between the shoulder blades. Then take your left arm out, turn your thumb down, then bend the elbow and reach up and catch your strap. Now, if you decide you don't need the strap here, you can let it go, or I just hold on to it even if I can catch my fingers. Nice. If the top elbow is pushing your head forward, slide that elbow to the side so you can keep your head and neck neutral. Close your eyes and breathe. There is a variation of this where you fold. You're welcome to do that variation if you prefer. But again, let your breath be nice and full, whatever variation you're working with. Deep breaths in. Try to expand the mid back into the hands. Complete exhales. Soften into the pose as you exhale. Take one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, unravel the arms. You can roll the shoulders around. You can extend the legs out in front of you, shake out the knees, shake out the feet. And again, you can sit in any comfortable position for the other side. If you want the Gomukhasana leg position, I'm gonna cross your legs. Left knee now on top of the right. Outer edges of the feet on the floor. Appreciate the difference between the two sides. This side might be tighter. Once your lower body is supported and comfortable, because again, we'll be here for a little bit, you'll take your strap in your left hand, left palm face up, take that left arm up, bend the elbow. Start by using your right hand for a little bit of help, just to bring the fingertips down between the shoulder blades. Engage the low belly, and then take your right arm out, turn the thumb down, then bend the elbow, and reach up. And again, you might catch fingers, you might catch strap or scarf, whatever you're using there. And then again, if that top elbow is pushing your head forward, slide it to the side. And if you're taking it into the forward fold, you can exhale, fold over the legs. Breathe into the torso. And nice full breaths in, finding some expansion into the mid and upper back. Exhale, completely softening into the pose. Deep breaths in. Complete breaths out. One more breath here. And then you can start to unravel the arms. And you can set your strap aside. Go ahead and roll the shoulders around. And so from here, we're going to move on to the belly. I'm going to do this facing you, so it's going to look weird with my mat, but you can just lie belly down on your mat. So once you're on your belly, prop yourself up onto your elbows. Good. And so we're just going to come into a stretch for the front of your chest and your shoulders. So you're going to, what are we going to do? I'm going to take the right arm straight out, palm face down. You want the arm perpendicular to the body. What happens here, especially if you're tight, is once you come into the pose, the arm is going to want to move. So really try to commit to that spot there. Then slide your left hand underneath your left shoulder, bend your left knee, and then you're going to roll over onto your right side. Drop the left foot to the floor behind you, and then you can let your head relax down. If the head doesn't rest on the ground comfortably, you can rest your head on a pillow or a block. And again, just make sure that that right hand didn't move, that it stays where it started. There's the option of tucking the left arm behind the back here. A lot of people like to try to interlace the fingers here, especially if you're more open. The problem is then you lose that angle of the shoulder. So I just recommend staying like this, unless you really, really love interlacing your fingers. Feel your breath in your body here. And again, expanding with the inhales and softening with the exhales. We'll take 2 more breaths. One more breath. And then as you inhale, start to roll onto the belly again. And make your way back into a little cobra pose. Cobra is just engaging the upper back a little bit, engaging and helping you stay lifted here. And then you'll take your left arm straight out from the body. Again, not back, straight out, perpendicular. Bend your right knee. And then as you press into that right hand, roll over into that left side, drop the right foot to the floor behind you. Head can rest on the floor or a block. This side might be different. Make sure that left hand stays where it started, and you may choose to tuck the right arm behind the back. And again, just noticing the difference in the side, if it's tighter, if it's more open. And breathe into whatever you find there. Two more full breaths. One more breath. And then when you're ready, start to roll back onto your belly. Coming into cobra. Take a deep breath in. Child's pose as you exhale, sit back onto your heels. And again, whatever variation of child's pose allows your body to relax the most. Let the arms and the shoulders, the head and the neck completely relax. Breathe fully. As you inhale, you can come just up onto the knees for a moment, and we're just going to extend the legs out in front of us, coming into a seated position. And we're just going to do a seated forward fold. I'm going to let you decide. So you can either do Paschimottanasana with the legs straight and fold, or if you'd rather a hip opening, you can do Baddha Konasana. You can technically do both, but for now, just choose one or the other. Good. And I'll take a full inhale. Either variation is perfect. Find some length through the spine. And then exhale, walk the hands forward if you're with straight legs, or again, you can interlace fingers around toes if you're in Baddha Konasana. Just kind of see whatever would feel better for your body right now. If you're working with a straight-legged position, but you're feeling tight, a little bend to the knees is absolutely fine. Either pose, there is still a tendency to think that the shoulders can somehow help us with this, and we tend to crunch the shoulders up by the ears. So let the shoulders stay back and down, and let the head just relax. Feel the breath expanding into the body as you breathe in. Use the breath to soften as you breathe out. Let's take one more breath here. And then inhale, lift the head up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, you'll release the hands to the floor behind you. And so whether you were with the straight legs or the knees bent, point both knees up toward the ceiling. Make sure your feet are good hips width apart, maybe 10 inches or so between the feet. Lean back onto your hands. And like at the beginning of practice, the fingertips can point forward or back, whatever's more comfortable for your elbows and shoulders. Press into the hands, lift the chest, shoulders draw back and down. And you can stay seated here and breathe, or you can come up into bench pose or reverse tabletop. Inhale, lift the hips up. Maybe let the head tilt back if it's comfortable for your neck. Take 3 deep breaths here. 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. If you lifted your hips up, exhale, lower them down. And we'll continue to lie down onto the back from here. So if you're a little too far back, you can scoot yourself forward. And then just slowly uncurl vertebra by vertebra. Take as much time as you choose. If you take longer, you'll grow stronger. But eventually coming all the way down onto the back. And then once you're there, walk the feet in close to the hips. Again, palms face down by your sides. Feel all four corners of each foot on the ground. Feel the low belly draw in and up. We'll just come into a bridge pose. So as you inhale, press into the feet, start to lift the hips. And you're welcome to keep the hands flattened down, or you can interlace again behind the back and wiggle your shoulders underneath. Feet press down in order to lift the hips. Press chest toward chin, but not chin toward chest. Breathing fully. Okay, so one more inhale here. As you exhale, slowly lower down. You can release the hands. Come down vertebra by vertebra. Let the transition be really slow there. Once your hips are back on the ground, bring the feet together and let your knees butterfly open. If you need blocks or blankets underneath the hips and thighs here, if you need a little support, that's absolutely perfect. And then you'll just reach with your arms up overhead to start. The backs of the hands on the ground. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears even here. So if you can find that unshrugged position. And then just let yourself relax. Let the backs of the hands relax, let the shoulders relax once you get them down away from the ears. So you can start to let go of the control of your breath here. Start to let the breath settle into a more natural rhythm and sound. You're welcome to keep the hands as they are. You may choose to catch opposite elbows here, but still try to snuggle the shoulders down away from the ears, even if you take that variation. Face is relaxed, jaw is relaxed. Feel the belly and the chest expand as you breathe in. And soften and relax as you breathe out. Start to release your hands down to your thighs. You're going to press your knees up. You're going to bring the knees together and step your feet to the edges of your mat. So letting the knees rest together in the middle. They might not touch, they might, don't force that. Let them relax a good bit here. And now let your hands rest across your belly. If the knees collapsing in toward each other is too much on the knees, you can actually just keep the knees straight up and that's fine too. And now you're really focusing entirely on breathing without controlling it, simply allowing the breath to be full. You might feel that belly and the rib cage expand into the hands as you inhale. And again, just use your exhales to relax into the ground. Even breaths in. And even breaths out. If the mind wanders off, simply notice that you've gotten distracted and bring your attention back to the breath. Feel the weight of your body as it sinks down into the ground. And then you can start to reach your hands down toward your thighs again. Catch the backs of your thighs and then pull your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your knees or your shins and gently rock side to side, massaging the low back against the floor. And then just roll over onto one side and curl up into a fetal position. The knees can stay close to the body. Maybe rest your head on your arm. And then you can press yourself up to seated, returning to where you started from. Once you're comfortably seated, let the hands rest on the knees. Close your eyes. Feel your weight shift into your seat. Let the hips grow heavy, the spine grow taller. Just noticing any changes physically, mentally. Are you breathing differently or feeling differently than when you first stepped onto your mat? And then bring your hands together at your heart. With honor and respect and much gratitude for one another, I thank you for your presence. Have a beautiful day or evening, depending on where you are. Namaste. Thank you, yogis.